Welcome back to my Cleardays, a channel solving the aging crisis facing our population across North America. Is always joining to discuss. We have Jim that's going to kind of continue to bring up the growth story here. The CEO is always welcome, sir.
Well, Kyle, always great to be here. Hope things are good in the great North American continent where we both work. Um, where would you like me to start, Kyle?
Yeah, just diving into this. I mean, in your growth story, we've talked about Clearday Labs. You're kind of growing these digital assistants in a variety of functions. Do you want to expand on this digital aspect? It's probably being largely underappreciated and definitely serving the aging population, which I think is going to be a huge jump for robotics because it's definitely needed.
Fantastic. Yes, Kyle. Happy to talk about that. First and foremost, this is our software-driven program. The robot happens to be just one of the endpoints. We can deliver this via a tablet, via a smart TV, and of course, our companion robot. So let me give you an example of what I call digital assistants. But just to set the plate or table, as people like to say, one of the issues in all senior care, specifically in home care and in the residential care markets, is lack of caregivers. There aren't enough of them. For every job available, for every 43 jobs, there's one applicant. We've talked about that stat before. So you've got to take the workers you have, the caregivers you have, and empower them and make them feel better about their jobs, and also allow them to do things that people should do. So our digital assistants are designed to engage, stimulate, and help in the behaviors of folks so that the caregiver can focus on some things that need to be focused on. As always, Kyle, I want to make this clear. We're not here to replace people. We're here to complement the work they do. Every one of the industries that we serve has a regulatory requirement of a certain number of caregivers per the people they take care of. So it's imperative that we take those caregivers and make them better. So let me give you an example. Crime one. Communities are 24/7, 365. And that means you have to have people working 3 shifts, usually 3 8-hour shifts. And that also means that you don't get holidays off and you don't get weekends off. It is a grueling position. So we've developed what we call our digital assistant series. Great example is the digital activity director. And you might have a situation where, very common in these communities, after lunch, you've got 40 people who've just finished lunch. Some need to go to the bathroom, and those get priority. Some might be just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. So one of the things we can do with our digital assistant, and have been doing for a number of years, is put together a live broadcast using our Clearday TV. And that broadcast can be set up right after lunch, call it 1:15, 1:30. And that broadcast can allow the caregivers to take folks who don't need to go to the bathroom, who don't need to go back to the room immediately, put them out in one of the common areas of a community, and they can get and receive our live broadcast. And that live broadcast usually has something to do with activities or history going on that particular day. So as an example, our live broadcast yesterday, of all things, were worked around Romeo and Juliet because it was Shakespeare's birthday. Now, what that allows is those 6 or 7 caregivers who have to take care of 40 people, they can focus on those with the short-term needs. The true activity director can participate in those who need closer observation. And for the remaining folks, they can enjoy live broadcast to do with something going on around them, far better than the news, far better than just sitting in front of Turner Classic Movie. We, as we've talked about in our live broadcasts, use the theme of stronger mind, of course, stronger body, and a great day or a good soul. So we might have things to bring back certain memories, particularly driven at the times that these folks were. We'll have music from the times that they appreciated. And of course, the opportunity to have some happiness, and that could simply be from just meditation. It could be from, oh, one of my favorite, you're gonna laugh, Kyle. One of my favorite soul video streams that we use, or flows, um, is sea shanties. Are you familiar with sea shanties, my friend? SUR. I was not. I'd heard, you hear them on the peripheral of movies, but I didn't really realize they were a thing. And we put together some fantastic stuff with sea shanties to get people rolling. Usually, our digital assistant like this is anywhere from a 30 to 45-minute program, specifically live, and it allows a digital assistant to help keep track of multiple people at the same time. How's that, Kyle, as an example?
I think it's pretty incredible. I wouldn't mind asking too from I guess the two verticals are there's the actual living facilities and then there's the technology side of this. Do you see the technology side being even licensable? Like how do you scale this out to a multiple amount of facilities?
Well, on the scalability, we've been working on how to do that efficiently, and we call it Clearday TV. Um, as far as pricing, we've not announced any kind of pricing, but today our Clearday TV can be found on Roku. We're negotiating with Apple as well as Google, so that essentially, if you have a smart TV, you download our application, and boom, here are our channels. And we're working through 2024 to build out 100 different channels focused on many different subject matters. And then there's more to come in 2025.
No, this is incredible, and we'll pass it off to the viewers as always. We'd love to know what you think in that comment section and consider subscribing because when Catalyst and news like this hit the wire, of course, we'll bring it to you here. But on that note, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.